Hello everyone, soldiers, strategists, and squad mates. Welcome back to the channel. Are you ready to gear up for the future of digital warfare? Because today, we are diving headfirst into 15 awesome military multiplayer games set to drop or get major updates in 2025 and 2026. Get those wish lists ready, because we've got everything from grand strategy epics and historical deep dives to intense FPS action and immersive VR combat. No time to waste, troops! Let's lock and load and jump straight into the list. First up, we have Stellaris, BioGenesis, an expansion for the grand strategy game Stellaris. This game brings some fascinating new military mechanics with the introduction of biological ships. These organic vessels like MERS, Weavers, Harbingers, and Stingers offer unique combat advantages and mechanics. Think powerful weapon slots, regenerative abilities, and special support systems. It's all about weaponizing biology to dominate your opponents. And the multiplayer support? You can engage with up to 32 players in the same galaxy, making alliances or waging war against both AI and human foes. Multiplayer features include hosting custom matches, hot joining ongoing games, and sharing DLC content. Next, we have SGS Spain at War, a standalone strategy game that simulates the Spanish Civil War from July 1936 to April 1939. It's a turn-based game where each turn represents 1 week of the conflict. You can choose to lead either the nationalist or Republican side, managing military units, resources, and historical events. It's primarily a single-player experience against the AI, focusing on detailed military operations, unit management, and historical battles. There are some SGS series games with hot seat or play-by-email options, but SGS Spain at War focuses mainly on solo play. Moving on to Wasted Bloodline, a first-person shooter that features both military-style gameplay and multiplayer modes. You can engage in competitive multiplayer battles, cooperative play, and even an offline single-player bot match mode. This game has something for every type of player, from online multiplayer to co-op PvE and PvP shooter experiences. Plus, it's known for its stunning graphics and long-term gameplay features. Then there's Roman Empire Wars, a tactical real-time strategy game where you guide your legions to victory across Europe. It features large-scale battles inspired by historical Roman campaigns, requiring you to give swift orders and adapt strategies on the battlefield. The game supports multiplayer modes, allowing players to compete or cooperate in battles, making it both a military strategy game and a multiplayer experience. Next up is Aces of Thunder, a VR air combat simulation game developed by Gaijin Entertainment. It focuses on historical military aircraft from World War II, like the American P-51 Mustang and the German Bf-109. With 15 detailed maps set in major theaters of war, players engage in realistic aerial battles. The game offers competitive multiplayer modes, including team versus team battles and single duels, along with the option to form squads or play solo missions. Apoceus. Winter Wars is a fantasy real-time strategy game featuring large maps and massive battles. Armies, war machines, and monsters clash in battles involving hundreds to thousands of unique units. This game emphasizes classical RTS elements like resource gathering, base building, and tactical combat. And yes, it includes multiplayer modes, allowing players to lead armies into massive battles against enemies. It's a military-themed multiplayer game in a fantasy setting. Modern Warships is next on our list. This military-themed multiplayer online action game focuses on modern naval and air combat. Players command a variety of contemporary warships and aircraft, engaging in realistic battles with guided missiles, torpedoes, and drones. The game offers competitive modes like team battles, battle royale, and domination. Plus, it's available on PC, Android, and iOS, allowing for cross-platform play and extensive customization options. Sanctuary: Shattered Sun is a grand-scale, real-time strategy game where you command vast armies on a Dyson sphere. With up to 10,000 units, battles are large-scale and fully simulated. The game supports multiplayer matches for up to 8 players, featuring expansive maps and strategic depth. Players manage resources, employ advanced tactics, and use unique mechanics like weather control and terrain alteration. It's a military and multiplayer-focused game set in a sci-fi universe. Green Hawk Platoon is a military-themed first-person shooter that features both single-player and multiplayer modes. Inspired by classic green toy soldiers, players battle it out in environments like kitchens, bedrooms, and backyards. The game supports online and offline multiplayer modes, including team-based battles and co-op missions. It offers cross-platform play and features dynamic, destructible environments for added strategic depth. Forefront is a military-themed, multiplayer VR shooter game featuring large-scale battles with up to 32 players. Land, sea, and air vehicles are at your disposal in this immersive tactical combat experience. The game pits 2 factions against each other in modes like Rush and Conquest. It supports cross-platform multiplayer and includes bots to fill in gaps, emphasizing strategy, skill, and teamwork in semi-destructive environments. Early access is planned for late 2025. Veil of Ashes is a real-time tactics game set in a dark, steampunk-inspired, alternate 19th century world. Command customized armies to control strategic points in battles. The game features 3 distinct factions with unique military styles and units. Veil of Ashes supports multiplayer battles, including 4 vs 4 matches and AI bot matches with a strong focus on multiplayer gameplay. It offers both single-player and multiplayer modes, including online PvP and co-op options. GERONIMO is a highly realistic, tactical military shooter designed for VR. Players take on the role of Special Forces operators in close-quarters battle scenarios. The game includes realistic weapon customization, tactical AI, and detailed gear options to enhance the military immersion. GERONIMO supports cooperative multiplayer modes where you team up against AI enemies, with plans for PvP multiplayer modes in the future. Army Troop Remastered is a military-themed multiplayer game set in World War II. It's an online PvP first-person shooter with various soldier classes and a wide array of weapons. The remastered version features 4K graphics and improved realism, focusing on old-school PvP combat and a strong multiplayer component. Tacticool is an action-packed online multiplayer shooter with a strong emphasis on military tactics and teamwork. This top-down tactical shooter offers 5v5 team-based matches and various game modes, including Team Deathmatch, Capture the Bag, Control Zone, and Battle Royales. Players can choose from over 70-80 types of modern and tactical weapons and customize their characters. The game features destructible environments and short, intense matches with regular updates to keep the experience fresh. Lastly, we have X-War, a military-themed multiplayer game that provides a dynamic first-person shooter experience, offering various multiplayer modes like Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, and Bomb Mode. This game emphasizes competitive multiplayer gameplay. Players can customize over 25 weapons and 200 upgrade modules, and the game is built on Unreal Engine 5 for modern graphics and smooth gameplay. X-War even integrates blockchain technology for purchasing content. That's a wrap for today's episode of Military Multiplayer Games. I'm your host Jason, and I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into these fascinating games that blend military strategy and multiplayer action. Make sure to check the show notes for any links or articles mentioned in today's episode. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time